situation. But if you look at where they're putting their forces, it's pretty clear that they're not just trying to take Kherson. They're trying to encircle all the Russian troops who are west of the Dnieper River. This is the Dnieper River. The Russians have got about 20,000 troops in this area. And if they can actually encircle them, if they can threaten to cut them off, the idea must be that if Russian forces feel that they're getting cut off, they will have to withdraw from Kherson. They may have to withdraw from Novgorod. And what that means is that the Ukrainians then can take back the city they really want, the only big city the Russians hold, without having to fight for it, without shelling it, which they obviously don't want to do. They want to put the Russians in a situation where the Russians have to withdraw. That, I think, is what they're trying to achieve.
Okay, away from the Ukraine, but still on the same sort of subject. We've had the news in the last hour that Vladimir Putin is not going to attend Mikhail Gorbachev's funeral. It's being held on Saturday.
Yeah. He wasn't always a pacifist. I mean, he sent the tanks into Tbilisi in Georgia, into Azerbaijan. He sent tanks into Lithuania. But when the big demonstrations occurred, when Eastern Europe was clearly 70, 80 years, is indicated by the
well, if you look at the magazine explosions on Russian tanks,
oh my God.
Alright guys, so we're going to try out a 3D printed arrowhead. If this survives the cantaloupe, then we're going to move on to the coconut. Alright guys, first up is the cantaloupe. So, straight through the cantaloupe, absolutely no damage to this thing. I'm amazed. So, here goes the coconut. So, just kind of bounced off the coconut. And it broke loose the glue. We'll try it again. This held up way better than I expected. Could not penetrate coconut, but it went completely through the cantaloupe, which is amazing. It's still not broken. It just
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody. Let's get this party started and let's start looking at some of the indices here and get our day lined up. So we're looking at initially crude oil. So crude oil, we are extending our channel downward, and that's channel number 2 of the sequence, and we're continuing to trade within that channel. Good morning, Safe. As long as we continue to trade under that entry point, 89.83, this market should continue to exhibit lower highs and move on to target number 2 of the sequence, which is 87. That's an 87. I mean, so that's just a significant reversal in the fortunes of crude oil from the highs of the 120s all the way to the 87 here. And then target number 3 will be 85 to 83. And if you dream, you know, big enough, I guess you could go into 80, 83, then 77, 83. And that's target number 4 and 5. 6 is 73 to 83. So there's a potential for that scenario to materialize. The odds of getting to target number 4 is typically it's an outlier event. But as long as we continue to trade within that channel, run-ups and rallies are shortable. And a couple of levels needs to hold today: 88.84 and the 89.83. 88.83 will be Globex, so that needs to hold as well. Okay, so let's move on to Russell 2000, and again a continuation of the selling pressure that we've been experiencing. Nasdaq and the rest of the indices sold off in a very meaningful way overnight. And we hit target number 3 in the sequence. Target number 4 is going to be 1801.7, and this is an important level here, the 1834.1. Why is it important? Because if you close it, you're actually building a captain setup long, and you may get a price stability and a bit of a rally toward Globex, which is 1844. So that level right here at 1834 is going to be very critical for the longs to try to save this thing from migrating to the target number 4, 1801. So that open, the morning open, is going to be critical for us. And depending on how this candle is going to close, is going to dictate how we're going to react to market behavior. Okay, gold, and gold. Holy crap! This is what the big deal here is. Now we broke 1717, and 1717 was the base in which we rallied off of all the way up to that 1810. So now they retraced that whole thing back down into this price structure. Target number 4 is, again, that's an outlier event, but 1677.8. And the way the market is behaving is a stair step down and lower highs. And as long as we continue to trade under Globex, which is 1723, rallies are shortable against that level. But it just, I mean, you could see it right here, how the market right at that level. And that's why it's so important to know how to draw channels, because it tells you points and price action that the market is literally at a breaking level from a swing trade perspective. And that level was right here at 1803.3. So once the market did that, the cloud shifted, and the cloud shifted earlier, but it's still contained within the prior channel. So at 1803, that behavior shifted, the personality shifted, and we established an inception trade, and the market has been short since then. They broke channel number 2 once, established channel number 1 on the upside, and that failed miserably again into this rotation, into target 1 through 3. So now we're getting this behavior where they're just dripping it and dripping it and dripping it. Yeah, and good morning, Lavelle. Good morning, Juan. Good morning, John. Good morning, Safe. And so that's what we're dealing with right now. Okay, that's what we're dealing with right now. So target number 4 again, 1677. I don't see us getting there today. That's a huge move in gold, but it is a target, and it's going to depend on how the market behave at the open here. ES, big ES, right? Same thing. It's almost like a similar behavior to Russell 2000. If we continue, if we end up trading above 39.45.75, that will be a stability price action. That's actually a captain set up long, and we may start getting a price that will go up to 39.58. So it's critical for the longs to take over that level in the morning at 39.45.75. If that happens, then we may get a counter trend rally, and we are at target number 4 of the sequence. So again, to emphasize the importance of channel, drawing channels, you could see how the market broke that channel at 41.67. So from a swing trade perspective, that is the point in price action which the market changed personality. Then the cloud shifted negative, and then also you have a harmony wave that established itself at that point. And then you got a captain set up short, got retested, another harmony wave, market consolidated, then another harmony wave. So you have 1, 2, and 3 harmony waves that got us all the way from target number, from entry point, all the way to target number 4 on a swing trade basis. And the clue to the whole rotation was the break below 41.60, and that's the break of that channel. So learn how to draw channels, because they are going to be critical to understanding of how the market moves and the swing trades, the big swing trades that the market produce. Then once the market open, we'll start looking at Tesla, Netflix, S&P 500, SPX, and all the rest of the instruments. Now let's dig deeper into Nasdaq. All right. So yesterday we kept hitting that 12,500, and the market just could not get itself to go to 12.6, and it just faltered away. And now we are migrating, believe it or not, to 11,936. I mean, that's ultimately the direction that we are, taking. And it's a measured move from that 13,549. They did a second stage of it, and this is the third leg of that move, which is really amazing to not see a counter trend of any significance back up. But that's the way the market is moving. That's the way it wants to behave. So we have a 200 NT Rinko short. We have a 200 NT Rinko short. I don't know if I'm hearing echo in the back. Gabriella, good morning. And what that means that as long as the 200 NT Rinko is short, and that is in sync with the 100 NT Rinko, then that is the environment defined to us as a short environment. And I'm looking for, selling pressure into that behavior with a continuation trade that could take us to the 35 level, to the 135. So that's what we're looking for right now. Obviously, if the market reverses to 238.50, then that will change the personality, and we may see a run up toward Globex, and Globex is 12,284.75. Good morning, Ken. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Adam. All right, we got 2 minutes to the cash market open. And let's take a look to, yeah, so the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. And we want to see how the first half an hour of the day, we are going to be patiently waiting and watching the price action and learning the personality of the day and trying to figure out who is winning the narrative of price action. And as the day progress, we will, put on our trades, make our money, and move on. I'm gonna post an order right now just to make sure I'm testing my system. Okay, so my orders are coming out just fine. No delay, and everything is in sync. And the question, Juan, is what time frame for that chart? 0 time frame. I don't trade with time frames. I trade with wrinkle bars that measure movements. Okay, so I know you're doing the free trial, the system free trial, and one of the folders, the links that I sent you will have the wrinkle bars in it. So and you'll be able to see exactly the same thing that I'm seeing. So make sure you install that on your NT8. Okay, so but for example, a 20 NT wrinkle, what does that mean? That means just every reversal is 12.5 points. Okay, so it doesn't matter how long it takes to do it, as long as once you cover that distance, a new candle is built. So this is purely motion. We are purely measuring movement and understanding movement and not time. Time does not pay you. Movement does. So here we go, 8:31. Let's hyper focus on our job, and our job is to read the market, understand risk, and execute with calm confidence. And remember, every day in every way, we're getting better and better and better at trading. Every day in every way, we're getting better and better and better at trading. Good luck, everybody. Let's get it done. Good morning, Omer. So we see a harmony wave that established itself right here at that 175 into target number 2. Okay, and the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. So that's the direction that we need to be looking into. Target number 3 in this sequence is 141.25. So Russell failed to reverse on that candle. So now you're getting that continuation behavior in that Russell. Same thing with ES. Actually, ES is holding a little bit better. You still have a chance at that 944. So the longs are not necessarily all given up yet. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of noise. If you're looking at a 30 NT Rinko or 25 NT Rinko, you're seeing a lot of the 6-prong captain setups that are building up. And that just tells you that there is a lot of fight in this market. The longs and the shorts are really fighting against these levels. The shorts are taking control for sure. So this is the first of the month, September, and I have 0 trades, did not trade overnight or any other time. So that's how we're going to start the morning. Yeah, we should see a bit of a back end fill coming up right here, especially against that 160. If we break that 160, we'll see a little bit of back end fill. Here it comes. Yeah, it's on the 20 NT, 26 NT Rinko. They're putting double captain setups, so that's typically an area where, at a minimum, they're consolidating around this level. Yeah, they're tempting me. They are tempting me to really fade this market, and that's actually a good spot right there at that 157. See that? I mean, that's why I was saying this, because that behavior right here. I don't know if, say, if you took it, you saw this or not. Captain setup switch trade against those double captain setups. That's just a formation that is going to be faded. So the buyers are trying here to stabilize the price, and they just developed a pocket of buying interest. Now, is it big enough to reverse this? Oh, you missed it? That's okay. It's early in the morning anyway, and we need to just spend a little bit more time with the market. We need to spend a little bit more time and just kind of absorb all of this. Here you go. Yeah. So, yep. We saw that one coming. Now, what we're seeing is the 200 NT Rinko and the 100 are out of sync. So now the short narrative needs to prove itself again. And what has to happen is the following. One is either we break to 146, and if that happened, the market will be in sync again, or the market will run up a little bit further up to the 209 level, in and around that level, then fail again with a 100 NT Rinko reversal. Then that will keep the short narrative intact, and we can start looking at signals to go short. Or the market will go to 237. And if they go to 237, then that will basically put the market in sync on the long side. But we have such a huge short channel that we're dealing with, that the market will face some resistance. So any long that I take, it has to be more of a scalping long till proven otherwise. So that's basically the 3 scenarios in which the market, once it behaves in one of those scenarios, we know what to do.
No trade.
From there. Gary, you had your mic on. Good morning. Good morning. So we're seeing, they put a captain setup short on ES, and they're pushing it to target number 1. Yeah, so let's be patient. Let's make assumptions about market behavior and see how well we're connecting with it. Are we understanding the price action? Are we reading the price action correctly? Is some of the assumptions about certain levels and trades are coming through? We're going to make 5 of those assumptions, and if 3 of them are coming through correctly, that means we're in sync. And if they don't, that means we need to spend more time with the market. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's go back to ES. And this is what we are going to be paying very close attention to. Sheila, pay attention to this level that we're going to be talking about right now. 39.46 and a quarter. If we close above that level, that means the market just made a captain setup long. The next target would be 39.5875 and a retest of the middle of the range at 72.50 with a stop under the 21 and a half. That would be a catalyst for the whole market to really take on a breather and a bit of buying interest showing up. So pay attention to that level closely. And you saw that little reversal. Actually, it's not a little reversal. It's just a big punch. And now look at what they're doing here. They're retesting the 211 on ES. So the market is kind of getting itself ready for a run. And if we get that captain set up on on ES, then there is going to be a big pocket of buying interest that the market is going to be playing around with. Yeah, you see that captain setup switch trade? Good job, Adam. Good job. 30 points on that up move. Yeah. We're definitely seeing that pocket of buying interest. It just I want to position myself with the highest probability event, which is a break above 35 can set the tone for a complete reversal. And I'd really like to see ES actually behave a little bit better than what it is doing right now. Because ES should be at a higher level. If you want to, compare it with NQ, ES is a little bit weaker. $39.46. 75. That's the level we're looking at. Yeah, typically when the market digs in that far into the prior candle, typically it closes up. So the anticipation here is to see 235 show up. but I'm not going to anticipate anything here. I'm just going to let the market do what it wants to do. You got to get to 235 in order for me to start considering the market as a um, as the environment to be long would be 237. Now, if they punch it in down to 184, which is looks like that, then the market is kind of back in sync on the short side. So we're really at a very tough spot here where the market really needs to go to 235 very quickly, or the shorts can start taking a bit of control. $98. Yeah, let's see what they're doing here. All right, so if they break above the 204, let me see here. Yeah, I'll jump in long. Let me see here. No, okay, so they didn't do it. They did not do it. Yeah, if they broke above that 06, then that would have been a captain setup switch trade long, and I would have taken that, but no signal. And now the market is back in sync on the short side with this behavior. I'm not going to take it either. I'm going to just watch the market for that first half an hour and just kind of keep reading this market and get in tune with this personality that we're seeing here. Yeah, so that's a switch trade, and target number 2 is coming up. Good morning, Brad. How are you? ES is not, again, let's go back to that big picture that we were looking at. And the big picture is this. 45.50. You do that, then we got a captain set up long. And if we go to 222, I'm gonna get aggressively, I'm gonna start getting long. Because from there, it's gonna start punching up to that 35 from 222. $203. Another one is going to be 203 and then 222. Okay. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. That's interesting that we get all the way up to that 220 and still not muster any strength against the 235. Usually you see a higher probability of a complete reversal on the 200 NT Rinko. You're not getting that here. And that may tell us that the market is truly weak here and they're gonna take another leg down. I mean, let's just give it some time. Let's take a look at the news cycle. Yeah, so we had that unemployment claims 232,000 versus 250. And we had non-farm productivity and revised unit labor cost. Now we have final manufacturing PMI that came out, and now we have a big number, which is at the top of the hour, ISM manufacturing PMI. So we have that news kind of lingering over the market. We definitely want to see how the market reacts to that piece of news before we put on any trades. So there we go. We got 3 minutes to the top of the hour and the ISM manufacturing PMI. ES put on a captain set up long at 927.75, ran it up to the 31, came back in. So they're consolidating around this level that we're seeing right now. Here we go again. If we go to 196.75, we will disconnect the 200 from the 100, meaning we're no longer in harmony. Let's see. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, they're starting to react. They're trying to position themselves here. Yeah, we may start getting some movements. Okay, so the market is out of sync. And here comes crazy time. So if we see the 159, which is just right now, I'm gonna look for rallies as a shorting opportunity against that 198. If I can get a good fill. Let's see if I can get anything going here. It's gonna be one contract deal. And I'm gonna take a 20. Okay. We took one target, and let's take the second one here on the flush to 50. Okay, we took both of them out. That was some fast action there. So why did I go short here? Because the market got back in sync on the short side with a switch trade on 100 NT Rinko, and we rallied back into the middle of the range of it, and they gave us a harmony wave short. And actually, I should be in it still for till now, but it was such a wild price action that I just kind of wanted to take the quick scalp version of that trade. So that's trade numero uno. And that is gonna get us on 2 contracts. We made $676 on that trade. Okay. And let's just let's keep working. Boom. Yeah, that's the trade of the day right there. And that is the trade of the day. So the question is, what could have kept me in the trade longer? A couple of things. One of them is, just kind of sticking around with this harmony wave that just established and waiting for it to conclude itself before covering my last contract. It just, I read the environment as very volatile and it's prone to quick reversals, especially with the news the way it came out. So rather, my first trade, just pocket some money, and then when the market is a little bit more stable, I can hold on to these trades a little bit longer. That's the rationale behind it. But there was a reason for us to wait for, basically I got in as an inception trade and got out around target number 2. It had target number 3 to offer, and potentially can go to target number 4, which is an outlier event. And here they go again. They're putting on captain setups, but 87. So 87. See, Ken, you remember the conversation we had yesterday in our training? How, this area here, look how far they took the candle. I mean, like right here, it should flush. The expectation is for to flush to 120. And we're starting to see a lot of this. Like, what is that? 2, 4, 6 candles. They're gonna put a 7 candle reversal here. Like that's you don't see that. That's crazy. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, see, they're pausing it right here. Whenever they put on a captain setup in an extended harmony wave, you need a confirmation. You need 1 or 2 candles or a push down and a retest. ES. Let's talk about ES a little bit here. So they're putting a captain setup again, short, and you're expecting 18 to 16 level to start coming in. with a stop above 21.5. And here it comes. That has to hold. And target number 3 in this sequence is 39.15. The same sequence that we got short, we got short into. It mimicked itself the same exact way in ES. And here you had an inception trade. They retested the inception trade with a railroad short, and the entry point got hit on this swing trade, and then boom, target 1, 2, 3. So that was a good sequence for ES on this rotation. Let's see what the rest of the indices are doing. Russell 2000, wow. So that is complete sell-off and expansion away from Globex into target number 4. Target number 4 in this sequence is 1801.7. Let's see if we can see Tesla. I didn't connect that. Here we go, excuse me. Give me a minute and it will start updating here. We'll start looking at Tesla and the rest of the stuff here. I'm just gonna give it a minute to load up. That's gonna suck. All right, I'm gonna have to wait on that. Crude oil, we hit target number 2 and we're bouncing right back up. You got to ask yourself a premium. I mean, okay, they're putting a double captain setup, so the expectation is to see a push to 16 right now. That's a double captain setup short with a stop above 21. So that's a scalping opportunity right now in ES for lower prices. Now, on a swing trade basis, you're always asking yourself a question: where is my premium entry point? And it always has to be up at the beginning of the shift in the personality. The market shifted its personality right here and gave us 2 signals. That is where you can get in there and look for bigger targets. So see that we literally were talking about it. Double captain setup, we should see 16. We got 16. That behavior is very strong on the short side. And the entry was 19 and the stop was 21. And now that's a quick scalp. And you have to be very quick with these kind of things, especially in an extended price structure that looks like that. But from a swing trade perspective, I always want to position myself between target number 1 and entry point, and then look for entry points and signals in that zone with a new harmony wave that comes in. And then you're starting to look for profits as the price migrates lower to the below target 1, 2, and 3. Now we may even flush below target number 3 into target number 4. It's going to take some work for that to happen. But the next target in this sequence is 3,900. So now it is a target and it's a whole number. So you're going to get a lot of fading. The market is going to try to fade against that level. I mean, in NQ right now, I'm seeing a captain setup and also captain setup and potential retest of it at 27. So if they close that candle lower, I will take a 1 contract trade short, but they have to close this candle. Yeah, see, they didn't. So, okay, we'll leave it alone then. the market in both ES and in NQ are shorting the rallies. That is the behavior, that's the personality. Then the next phase of that is looking for two things. One is a behavior and a signal. So the behavior in ES would be another harmony wave. All right, so they gave us the behavior right now, right here. And that behavior is a harmony wave. Now we need a signal because I mean, I don't want to get short right here. I need a run up and a signal. I mean, we may have kind of missed this trade, and that's okay with me. It just, I need all these things to kind of come in alignment. Good morning, Pat. And Sheila and everybody, you could see double captain setup, short, and market went to 16, came back, retested, gave us a new harmony wave, and boom, sold off into target number 3 and lower. And we're moving to the whole number at 3,900. We'll see if they have enough strength to get there. The premium entry was right there at that 19 with a stop at 21. It's a short, the rally market. So can I stay within that behavior? Target number 2 is hit. Target number 3 is 94.75 on NQ. ES is continuing to move toward the whole number. Sheila, did that logic make sense to you? What I was saying about ES, the double captain setup, and that signal in that area. Also, so in essence, this is a continuation trade of the existing shift in the personality that happened a little bit earlier, where we got short on NQ. And what we saw happen in ES was a factor in me getting into NQ short, where I did, and we made a little bit of money off of it. Target number 3 is about to hit here, and here we go. So we have channel number 1 and 2 in NQ. On the short side, the same thing is happening in ES. Ken, how we doing this morning? Yeah, that's fine. Be careful is not a bad thing. 2 trades, 2 green. All right. Good job, Ken. Good job, man. How we doing, Brad? Adam? Omer? Are you up and going now, or how we doing? Pat? Yeah, so be careful, even after 20 trades, spinning my wheels. Yeah, just don't overthink it, Adam. Don't overthink it. Market is short. Short the rally type of behavior, and it started in that 160 zone. Yeah, you'll get him. You'll get him. Doing good. Pat, okay. Gabriella, John, Juan, and Laval. How are we doing this morning? If you have any questions as the day progress, and we have a bit of space and time to answer, just keep shooting those questions. It's important for you to understand how we're doing what we're doing. Yeah, that's okay. Good so far, Laval. Okay. So the 20 NT Rinko, that one that I'm kind of pointing at, is ultimately where I want to manage my risk at. So I'm looking at the 200 and the 100 NT Rinko to define the environment for me. And meaning that whenever I see the prior candle, for example, it closed lower on both charts, 200 and 100, that's defining the environment for me in that direction. If one of them, the closure of the prior candle is up and the second one is down, then that market means it's out of sync. It's out of harmony. If that happens, then that puts me in a different mode, and I'm looking for certain levels to be hit in order for us to get back in sync. So that's the definition of environment. Then from there, we are looking at a behavior. So the behavior comes in on the 20 NT Rinko, and that behavior is we're looking for setups and actual harmony wave to show up. So what is a harmony wave? You literally see that background color, and it starts at this gray zone that you see right here. That's the harmony wave. Yeah, so we're looking at that behavior to present itself. So once that presents itself, we are looking at an actual entry point. We want to enter as close to the beginning of the harmony wave, which is typically right here. So if the market came in there and bounced back and gave me a signal in that zone, then I'm kind of jumping on it and trading it and managing my risk accordingly. So three things got to happen. I look at all of them and I trade some of them from time to time, but the majority of my focus is on NQ. We look at ES, we look at gold, we look at crude, Russell 2000, because they all kind of help in getting us to understand what the day is looking like. But ultimately, you really have to hyper focus on one or two instruments and you make a living off of it. So like if I keep jumping from one instrument to the other, I lose effectiveness and my focus start to wane. But if I focus and become hyper expert at NQ and ES, you know, you don't need to do much. You don't need to do much. You just need to be very good at a couple of things for that first hour of the day. And just call it a day, make your money and just move on. But yeah, crude oil, something I watch very closely. Gold, and we talk about them every single day. Here we go. So the market is out of sync, right? The market is out of sync and it got out of sync at 34. And now a couple of things need to happen. Either we come back down to 110 and the market will be in sync on the short side again. The market can run up to that 70 zone and then reverse. And that means we retested the middle of the range, and that would get us back in sync on the short side. Or the market can make a decision to go to 184 half. And at that point, we have to kind of contemplate a bit of a potential rally or a pocket of buying interest that we can choose to not participate in. But if the right setup shows up, I may take it. It all depends. So those three scenarios is going to define the environment for me. Right now, with the market being out of sync, it puts me in a waiting mode. So Juan, good question. There's another thing that we're looking at. I use the 200 and 100 as a filtering mechanism to understanding the structure of the market. If I shift my mode to be a scalper for the day, because the market is, for example, too tight and it's not really producing swing trades, then I switch my focus to the 20 NT Rinko, and I'll start taking these shifts in the harmony waves. Like, you know, for example, you got a harmony wave in and around 129, ended at 111, right? And then the market shifted and gave us a harmony wave to the upside. So you know, if my focus is a 20 NT Rinko, I would be taking those type of rotations. So there is flexibility there. I mean, you go from scalper to swing trader depending on the structure of the market. Ultimately, I want to position myself to where I get into a trade and I'm holding on to it for 20, 50, 100 points. That's the goal of every single day. And they don't make it easy, and in order to do that, I need the 200 and the 100 to be in sync. So what am I waiting on? I'm waiting on 134.75. If the market does that, that will set the stage for the market being in sync on the short side. The market right now is out of sync. And, you know, it's obvious that they're putting lower highs so far, but the 134.75 needs to break in order for us to look for any rally as a shorting opportunity. But even if we get to 134, we need to see, you know, a harmony wave, and we need to see a signal that we can measure risk against in a meaningful way. And they're putting an inception trade short at 145. So we may get that we may get that flush toward that 134 here in a minute. Yeah, so here we go. So now the market is in sync on the short side, and you know, we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity, but we need to see either a structure to get us in as a signal, or a fresh harmony wave, meaning that the market will rally, disconnect this harmony wave, and establish a new one. And that will get us to enter on the short side. In ES, we can see that the market is bouncing between target number 2 and target number 1. We need the cloud to shift negative. We need the swing trade indicator to shift negative in order for us to start considering going short. So, okay, here we go. So that's a good thing that we just saw here. We need to see a run back up. I mean, they could put a captain setup short here. That's fine too. But I mean, if they run it up to 145, as long as they don't run it up to 160. Yeah, look at this captain setup. They're putting that one on. And I'm gonna look for confirmation. Because look, they've been doing this. They've been doing this often actually, where they run up the harmony wave and then put a captain setup and short in this case, and then fail it. So we've been seeing this type of trapping behavior. So we're asking the market to give us a confirmation, and it's going to be in the form of either one candle, a continuation, or a retest of it, meaning that they flush it and retest. Look at these bastards. They're not gonna fool me. They are not gonna fool me. Yeah, they're not gonna fool me. That's why we're asking for confirmation here. Yeah. Now they're gonna flush it. That's exactly what they're gonna do. Good for you. I just need a decent entry. I mean, okay, so now they're giving us the behavior and they're giving us a spear trade, but they're not giving us an actual entry that I would be interested in. So they just tried to flush people and then they brought it back in. Okay. Playing an interesting game today. Target number 3 is hit. Target number 4 in the sequence is 12,083.50. And boom. You're getting that shift in the cloud. You're getting an attempt at target number 2, or actually hitting target number 2 on ES, and target number 3 is 39.13. So here, I mean, that's fine. They're going to do that. Is we were looking for a new harmony wave, right? And we got it. Okay. I was looking right when that happened, a rally back up to that target, and then a reversal, which actually would have triggered either a switch trade or a railroad short. That is a signal where I can measure my risk almost to an 8-point stop, and then looking for 15, 20, 25, 30 points off of it. And the market just kind of flushed it. So if I'm going to excuse me, if I'm going to be aggressive in this market, I would have taken that spear trade, which is literally them closing at 122. But that's not the mode that I'm in today. Okay, so I'm waiting for that run up back up here and a reversal to give me a higher risk reward, lower risk, high reward entry point. And if it passes, it passes. I'll just wait for the next one. But Juan, I mean, you called it here around 9:30, a double top, and the market was shifting and it got to that 73, which is the middle of the range. And actually on 100 NT Rinko, they gave us a signal, which is a railroad short at 136. So we needed to see the 136 break, and it did. And then we waited on the signal to be generated, and off you go. Crude oil is retesting in the middle of the range. So here we go again. We are within that channel number 2 of this huge sequence that started at 94 all the way down to 87. And if the market closed at 87.60, then we should expect a continuation trade that could dig us into the 87.30 and potentially target number 2 again at 86.83. But typically they may flush it and pause it and try to reverse it and consolidate, and giving the impression of a higher low. So we gotta pay attention to this. This is a lower high than the prior high and a retest of the Globex level in a way. So that's a negative behavior that they're exhibiting, and they're exhibiting that behavior within channel number 2 of the sequence. Russell, hit target number 4, spot on, and reversed, came back in and retested it. Target number 5 in this sequence, 1783. Gold. And the bleeding continues. Wow. That 1717, I can't tell you how important that was. And now we are in and trading under it. So a flush of 1700 is going to take you to target number 4, 1677.8. That is a bleeder. And continuation of the selling pressure in ES. And we break in target number 4. Typically, whenever we see market between target number 4 and 5, this is an extended area where you see counter trends, but you cannot get ahead of it. Don't try to get ahead of it. It's just literally you have to have it happen, and then you have to have it retested. Then you jump in. What does that mean? I mean, they could come up to the 3900, pause, reverse the 50 NT Rinko, run it up, then come back and make a higher low. Well, that would be a structure I'm willing to fade, but I'm not willing to fade just the price running down like this, because it could extend itself. It could break 3900 and hit target number 5 at 3862. It's the market personality right now is negative. Yeah, you don't have to be a hero. You don't have to be brave. You just have to be patient. And here we are hitting target number 4 in the sequence. Very nice rotation. And we kept the harmony wave. We have not broken the harmony wave yet. So if they close at 80 level, I mean, that means they're putting a captain setup long here, and on a scalping basis, we should see 90 out of it. But I'm not playing that game right now, and it still needs to happen. I mean, I could play it for one contract and see how strong that run up is if it happens. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Nope. Okay, so no captain setup, and the bleeding continues. Hmm. We're down 238 points in NQ, down 22.7 points in gold. ES is down 55 points. Crude oil down $1.50. So across the board, you know, Russell is down 2%, 2.4%, 45 points. So across the board, we're, you know, around the big indices are down like 2% in average. And there's a key. If we are continuing to be down about 2.5% throughout the day, then typically the market tends to sell off into a 5% down day. So where we have another 0.5%, probably another 100 points. And if we spend too much time, you know, at those lows, and we don't bounce in a meaningful way for the day, you should expect continuing selling pressure throughout the day that could take us to down 5%. So that 2.5% is a pivot point for the market if it wants to take it. Target number 5 is coming up at 12,060.25. ES is continuing its move within channel number 1. Short target number 4 is 39.01. That is a whole number. You would expect a bit of protection, but us expecting something does not constitute a trade. We need to see behavior. How's everybody doing so far? Adam, any improvement? Brad, Gabriella, I like that name. iPhone, Sheila, John, Juan, Ken, Laval, Pat, Safe. How is everybody doing? Up small, trading one contract only. I like it. I like it. I like it. Just play the game, have fun playing the game. That's fine. Sim is good. Ask questions and take advantage of your trial with us. We appreciate you spending the time with us. Good morning, Yanis. How are you? All right, so they're gonna push it up here a little bit. You're gonna see an 85, potentially 90 out of this price action here in the next few minutes. There you go. So we got to that 90, right? So what made me say that, right? So you have a harmony wave, right? Whenever they put on a switch trade right at the bottom end of a harmony wave after an extension, typically they retest the middle of the range and the top end of the range. It's just a standard behavior that they do. I mean, you could literally take a trade right there and as a fade with a stop at 69. Okay. I see that. I see that, Yanis. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how that experiment works out. Yeah. You're looking at a bigger kind of bigger move, looking at that market that way. Serious? What? Okay. That's yeah, that's a good practice, Yanis. It's a good practice. It is extended, and we're hitting target number 5. Typically, that's not an area between target number 4 and 5, an area where I can put on aggressive shorts. So if you're not in it from a prior price up in the 130 area, establishing a short right here is risk reward is not there, even though it could be, you know, continuing to bleed out. Okay, any trades that are done in this level, it's to be taken as a scalp opportunity only. We're seeing they're putting a captain setup long here on ES, which you have to be very careful with it, but because they're trying to fade and protect the whole number on ES. That's what you got going on right now. Okay, so you want to see how they behave, and if they reverse this candle up, man, I tell you, why am I tempted to just go long here? Because we're really hitting target number 5. Yeah, just leave it alone. We don't have an environment, we don't have a signal, we don't have anything. Let's just leave it alone. If they put on a captain setup, yeah, I'll give it a shot at 67, but yeah, if they don't do that, then I'm not playing. ES, they're retesting that captain setup. So yeah, no. Okay. Typically you see a bit of counter trending in that zone that we are in, between the 60 and the 80, which is target number 4 and 5. So for me to go short here, you know, how would I know that I'm wrong? I mean, you have to break the 100. It's not an ideal situation. I'd rather be short between target number 1 and entry point, and then looking for adding opportunities in this sequence versus trying to establish a new short right here. And yes, it's working, but where's target number 6? 12,025. Okay, hey Gary. Mm. All right, all right. 62. If we break that 62, I'm gonna take a fade long. Just one contract. Okay. Oh, they're gonna flush it, huh? Okay. There we go. Really? I'm gonna put a stop right here. And I'm gonna be out of it. So what I was doing is trying to play that same game that we had here. And in this rotation, they did not close the harmony wave. So I was a little bit early on it, but that's fine. I'll take that stop. And I'll be fine with it. So that's what that is. We're up 367 and moving on to the next decision. Yeah. I know I'm fading against this market, so it's kind of tricky. And you know what?
In progress.
Yeah, see, now they're punching it right back up. Yep. And we're not too far off. We were not too far off at all. Okay, so the market will be out of sync if we get to 85. I may have to trade in a range here versus trying to trade in a spot. But let's get, yeah. This is the kind of market where I need to take a step back. And I need a couple of things to happen. One, at least 85 to show up. Second, I need to see a complete 200 NT wrinkle reversal, which is 100. It's going to happen here. Good Lord. Yeah, 136. And most likely we will see that. Here comes. Market is out of sync. So now there's a pocket of buying interest that the market is doing. Gonna take one here. I'm gonna get a little bit aggressive with this price, 162. I'll add to it and 162. Let's hyper focus on this market here. 160, then 150. We're looking for a potential 90 break into the whole number, target number 3. And let's see if this market has it. Need two things: continuation of the harmony wave or establishment of a new one. We want to see if we can get to target number 3. Target number 2 is hit. Target number 3 is 102. And I'm going to try to fade against that run. Go and break even. Plus 5 points. Don't do me like that. Yep, they are going to do me like that. They are going to do me just like that. Oh, yes, that's exactly what they want to do. That's fine. That's fine. That's exactly what they want to do right there. That's okay. Let's find another entry. ES, the same behavior. You're seeing that captain setup and the test and the retest. They flushed it one more time and then reverse the whole structure back up. Yeah, we're going to get target number 3 out of that. So, the market right here is not long in the format of a swing trade long. It just, we're getting a pocket of buying interest, and we can take advantage of that. Ultimately, you got to get to that 136, and we may end up getting there. Here we go again. That's another rotation, probably to target number 3. Let's see.
In progress.
More, hey, Omer. Hey, Goran, how are you? Doing good, making money. Yeah, I'm not streaming today on YouTube. We're just streaming in the obviously the premium room, the live room, the member room. We needed to focus on everybody in the premium room today. Make sure everybody's taken care of. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too. Okay, so here we go. So we struggled to get to target number 3. I mean, the question is why? Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, here we go. So you got double captain setup on ES, and that level is gonna be very critical. 718, 39, 18. So as long as ES continue to hold on to 18, we will probably push up a little bit here. Ultimately, for the longs to be something I'm very interested in, we need to see 136, 137. Interesting when you're, hey, Yanis, you're looking at the, take a look at this. You're getting a captain set up short on the 50 NT Rinko as well. So that tells me right there, and they got all the way up to that 91. So that's gonna be, they need to kind of reassert themselves up here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's why we needed to see the 136, because that would be a complete 200 NT wrinkle reversal. Yeah, they're not convincing here. The longs are not that. What's your entry, Goran? Right. So continuation here going on, and 12,047. If we break 47, then the market will be back in sync on the short side. Here we go on ES. We're coming to retest that 18 level, and whoever is long in this rotation needs to hold on to that level. So that's the double captain setup. Yeah, here we go. They're flushing it. Here we go. So the market is in sync on the short side. So now we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. We're looking for the market to disconnect the harmony wave and establish a new one. and hopefully they do it without flushing the market first. But in ES, this double captain setup that started at 21 to target number 323, really a couple of points. You would expect a lot more out of that type of behavior. You expect, them stabilizing above target number 3, and the 18 was the level that needed to be protected. So now they're flushing it, and they're flushing it in NQ and ES, and the sellers are in control. And I mean, ultimately, the whole number 3,900 on ES is absolute must to be protected. Yanis, that 40 is that held, right? All right, so a critical level is going to be the 12,090 for the purpose of this. we have a very, very solid captain setup short on the 50 NT wrinkle right here. So if the market wants to be long, or not be long, at least start to mount any stabilizing price action, they need to go above 91. You know, if they keep bouncing and consolidating and retesting this captain setup, then you're going to get another leg short coming up. And right now the market is in sync on the short side. So even rallies up into that level is shortable till we break that level. Where we at for the day is this. We took one trade, second trade, and the third trade. So we're up 453. Small amount of trading going on here, but trying to be patient and selective in this environment. So the market is in sync right now on the short side. So ultimately, if the market continue to produce harmony waves, like if the market comes and flush to 40 and giving me another harmony wave, I need to be looking in that direction. If the market disconnects, meaning it goes up to 71, then the 91 is an area where if we break above it, structurally the market will start looking more long, and we have a target of 107. And if the market hits that target, then the behavior of the market will stabilize, and a base is building up for the longs to mount a counter trend. Then we have to find out what they do in and around the 155 and the 200, and see if they can hold on. The shorts can defend that. So if we get to the 70s and the 80s, then that, and excuse me, in the 90s, that's what I would be looking for. And if we get to produce another harmony wave, then I'm going to look for that short as a continuation. So structurally right now, I should be looking just for shorts, but my eyes are open on how they would shift that personality and where would they shift that personality. And ultimately the 91 is somewhat of a line in the sand that if the market goes above it, that will shift the personality. Like right now, we shifted the 20 NT Rinko cloud. Okay, so that is not a positive behavior. I mean, that's not a negative behavior, meaning it's not a short behavior. And the market is stabilizing here. So now they really need to fail that structure and go and start giving me a harmony wave short. See, they're not doing that. So now we're coming up to that 70 we just talked about. So we're seeing the early signs that the market is stabilizing, and we just need to kind of be careful not to overcommit to a short in an environment that may be transitioning. So we're reading this market like almost one candle at a time to get to what the market is trying to do structurally. Because if we break 71, then in order for me to be interested in the short side again, you have to go down to the lows at 35. See, here we go. Here we're about to do that. Here we go, and boom. So now the market is out of sync. The market is out of harmony. And in order for me to be interested in the short, that harmony wave long needs to be ran over. Meaning we need to see a minimum of prices below the entry point of that swing trade at 45. So we're, if the market doesn't do that and break the 91, then you're literally breaking this captain setup on the 50 NT Rinko. So that's a short signal that precipitated this move lower, and you just ran it over. That means you trapped everybody that went short between 95 and 28, and especially the people who were short between 40 and 30, because those people who are shorting the bottom, and most people are like that anyway. So here comes that 90. But on the 100, we got till 35, 35, 35 for a short opportunity. Where's the 35? You're talking about the 200. Yeah, here you go. If the market breaks above 109 and a quarter, the 200 NT Rinko and the 100 will be in sync on the long side. Oh, okay. Yeah. That is true. That is correct. Yeah, but the early signs that the thing is really kind of moving is that 47 entry point. So you get there, at least that gives you an idea that the market has a potential of getting to the 35. But we don't have to worry about that now. See, but that's how you recognize and realize that personalities of the market is shifting. Because the markets tend to lull you in a sense of normalcy. The market is short, continues to be short. You're thinking in terms of short, yes? And then all of a sudden they do this. But you have to see it coming before it comes. Otherwise, you're going to be part of the trap. So where did we recognize that things are potentially shifting? Is in a couple of areas. One of them is we are so close to a whole number on ES. So that's something where the longs can start, bidding this thing up on pullbacks. Then you got this, run, and what did the market do? Shifted the cloud on the 20 NT Rinko. So what is that telling me? It's telling me that, hey, listen, if the market is short, it shouldn't be doing this. It shouldn't be shifting the cloud to a positive. And it shouldn't be hitting target number 1 and holding on to it. So that's automatically tells me, be careful of overcommitting to a short idea here. Yeah. Then I'm expecting few things to happen. One of them is a new harmony wave short. Well, okay, that didn't happen, but a harmony wave long happened. Then we got that 91 move. You got to see it before it happens. And the key to it is reading the market a candle at a time and understanding the structure of the market as a whole. Keeps you out of trouble. So what do we need to see from the longs in order to say that they are, they're committed? So we broke the 190. Okay, great. We got to the 100. Great. And you need to get to the 109. Yep, 109. Why 109? Because if you get to 109, you're breaking the 200 NT Rinko long, meaning, or actually you're reversing the 200 NT Rinko. Okay, so now then that tells me that the 200 and the 100 are in sync, and I can look at structures that are long at that point in a meaningful way. Okay, that means that we put a bottom, we retested it, and we broke resistance above 91 twice, and now we're trading above it. So the bids will hold more weight on pullbacks when you do that. That means there's a lot of people who are looking to get paid above in the 155, and they're holding on to their positions and they're defending it with ads. So we need to see that happen in order for us to even commit to the long side. Otherwise, what we're experiencing here is just a trap and a trap. They're trapping the shorts, they ran it up, and they're trapping the longs and they're ripping it down. And we don't want to fall for either of those scenarios. So you keep your head on a swivel and you understand structurally what is a long look like, and structurally what is a short look like. And anything in between, which is this is the market. Actually, the market right now is back in sync on the short side. Anything in between is something that you spend time just reading and reading and reading. ES did the same thing that we did in NQ. And now you see this captain setup long. That has to hold. That has to hold right here. And which is the entry point for this rotation, and also the bottom of the captain setup. So if we see the 18, 16, I mean, this is very vicious behavior. Yeah, it's tricky, right? Tricky. But we saw this. I mean, we understood what has to happen in order for us to be decisively long or decisively short. I mean, right now, when the market reversed at 59.61, that shifted back into in harmony on the short side. So also on a note that will be very helpful for a lot of traders, even if you're just basically gonna scalp this on the long side, you would have been waiting for another harmony wave to show up anyway, and that would be between the 80 to 85 in that area, and that market did not give you that. It just literally disconnected the harmony wave and established a new harmony wave, got in sync on the short side at 59, and then flushed. So it's that idea kept you away from overcommitting to this long. That's fine. That's fine, Gordon. And interesting how they got there. I mean, they got all the way up to that whole number 100, and they needed to get to that 109 and just faded everything. So where would you flush everybody truly is really under that low. Okay. Okay, Sheila. $10:51. So we got about 9 minutes to the top of the hour. The market is trying to put an impression of a double bottom. Let's see how that would look. All right, so the market is establishing a new harmony wave right here. So the market, the shorts need to protect 52, and then the flush will happen below 25. I'm not going to take this short. I'm not going to take a long. Just going to simply just watch this right now. Market is in sync on the short side right now. The 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. Yeah, you had that as a number for some time, Adam. Every day. Now, an important level. Yeah, if you break that 52, that will actually set up a captain setup long. $52, $52.5. As long as we continue to protect the 12,100, that is the inflection point. Then the direction where we're going with is going to be toward 12,000. The market right now, as we speak, is in sync on the short side. They can get out of sync and they run up, but as long as they protect the 100, this rotation is destined to flush. Is it going to take an hour, 2 hours, or 5 minutes? Who knows, right? I wouldn't be asking that question. I'll be asking a different questions, like structurally, what the market is doing right now, and what has to happen in order for that structure to change. Time is irrelevant. Here comes that flush. Well, the improvement then, Adam, is the fact that you did not add to it. That's an improvement. And the next improvement after that is just kind of cutting your losses a little bit quick once you recognize it. These type of spikes are they are notorious for sucking people in, because these kind of spikes are more of a short covering spike than an actual interest in buying, especially on a downward trend. You need to see more out of the buyers than just a spike in price. You need a spike and then consolidation, then attempts that gets countered, then higher lows and signals and multiple harmony waves that continue to hold. That tells you truly the personality has shifted. So just keep reading this market. That doesn't mean automatically. Yeah, you just gotta have to be very careful here too, and not overcommit to a short either. And I'll tell you why. Because just because the stop is there, they could shift it and give you a harmony wave long. Then you have to reconsider that short. And you're in an area where the expectation is a flush. And what did they do? They literally just faded it. Okay. So this is an area of consolidation and not an area of momentum. So I mean, here, I mean, if they close this 60, that 57, they are gonna run it up to that 65, and then they're gonna shift the cloud. Okay, so you just have to, if you're gonna go short, have tight stops in this zone. The market will be out of harmony if we break 72. If you break 72, that tells me that the market is pausing and is out of harmony. Then we have to wait for the whole rotation to come back down in order for us to be interested again. So those are the levels. A couple of things that need to happen. The market needs to reverse here and give us a harmony wave short. That will trigger a short interest. The market got to protect 12,072, because if we break above it, the market is out of harmony. So if I'm looking at the structure, I am waiting to get in short. Granted, we don't break 72. And what I'm waiting for is another harmony wave. And that would get me well, Adam, you could do better. Commit to doing better tomorrow. Okay, so absolutely. So you're getting a captain setup short on ES. So that's promising for the shorts right here. And you have a stop at the 39.20. What we're looking for in ES is a break below the 14 and then a harmony wave establishing itself again. If that happens, then that will give credence to the short on NQ, and we will start looking for target number 1 at 39.12 and a quarter. Target number 2 will be 39.05. That 20 needs to hold. Okay, that 20 needs to hold. If it doesn't hold, then most likely you're going to see 72 off NQ, and you're going to see back and fill rotations and a little bit of stability on the long side. So right here, right where we at right now, you need the market in ES to sell off into that 14.50 again. That will give us a captain setup switch trade. If they don't do that, you're going to start digging into that 20. Here you go, right there. So the short in NQ is shifting. See that shift they did here, then ran it up. They're doing something similar right now. But again, guess what has to happen for me in order for me to commit to start going long? I need to see 109. 109. I want the market to continue to finish this consolidation and this fading behavior that they are doing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a churning behavior that is it's intended to generate stops on both sides of the market. Then they will take on the one side that has the most stops. So I'm recognizing a consolidation. I'm recognizing the bias, which is short, and I'm recognizing the fact that you have to have a harmony wave short in order for me to be committed to getting in on the short side. And on the long side, I feel like I need a minimum of 72. And ultimately, the smart decision is to wait for the 109 and let the market clear this whole zone, that whole range from all its stops. And then I will come into it. It's more conservative and it requires me watching the market a lot longer, but it gives me a higher quality signals once it happens. I mean, I'll give you an example. The only stop that I took today was a stop in which I went against the 200 and the 100 NT Rinko. It's right here. And ultimately the market reversed. I get it, but it's really, if I only wait for those two things to happen, I am better off over time. I mean, this system is visual. So what you gotta see is not sit here and guess, is to see this and to see this. If you don't see it, then you gotta wait. Simple as that. If you're going short, you want to see that background color and the harmony wave present itself on the short side. If you're not seeing that, then you are in a harmony wave long right now, and you're going against the 200 and the 100. So not an optimum area, but at a minimum, that's the direction. So if I want to go short, what do I need to see? I need to see this. Or a cloud negative, harmony wave short, background color, pink, salmon, whatever you want to call that color as. That's telling me that's what I need to be looking at. If you find people going long and short in a tight range, you're just getting stuck in the. You're trading in a very tight range here. We may get that 72. That will disconnect us. We will be out of harmony at that point. And the longs can start picking up some steam. There you go. So we got that. We had a harmony wave here, 1 and 2, and we're hitting. We hit that target 72. Now you have to get to the 109. If the market flips around and sells off to 34.5, then you're getting another rotation on the short side. Then that means you established a switch trade short, and you're looking for a continuation toward the 12,000. So the market needs to fail this structure and go back to that 34. If it doesn't and it goes to 109, then I'm looking for pullbacks as a buying opportunity on harmony wave signals, and it's going to be a tight scalp because I am counter trending in that environment. All right, guys. So right now it's 11:10. So we're past our, we're kind of done for the day. And we are kept it small today. I really did not trade much. Just 3 decisions. We're up 453. And I mean, that's the first day of the month. So that's what we're going to go with. And since the beginning of, well, that's the beginning of the month, actually. Today is the first, right? And that's where we at. This is the first. And that's the net for the day. And that's from beginning of last month into this. So that's a 1 month period. Okay. All right, Goran, that is the definition of guessing. What you just said right there is what guessing in trading sounds like. And it's not how I trade. I trade exactly on reading what's in front of me minute by minute. And I position myself accordingly. So what's happening in front of me is the following, that the market is out of sync. And in order for me to commit to a short, I have to see 34.5. If that happens, I will go short on a signal, and one of my targets will be 12,000. If the market continue to go and hit 12,109, I'm going to look for pullbacks as a buying opportunity. I look at the market structurally, and there's no value to me of a certain number, like 12,000, 11,000, 15,000. None of that mean anything to me. What means to me is structurally what the market is doing right now. So if the market wants to go to 12,000, it has to come to 35 and generate a sell signal. If they do that, I will go short and look for 12,000 as a target. But what's going to happen in an hour? I mean, what's going to happen in 2 hours? What's going to happen in 4 hours? Who knows? Nobody can tell you unless they're guessing with you. And guessing is not a trade. I hope it doesn't come out too strong, but it's very important for you to, when you're thinking about the market, understand how you're thinking about it. You're thinking about in terms of price, as if price is the ultimate value. But what's more important than the word price is price structure. And that's what you trade. You don't trade price. You trade the emotions of people, and you trade the structure in which they have those emotions. All right, guys. So that's it for me. And another good day. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Stay safe out there, okay?